This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. So I've finally been able to get some sleep and recover from the Browns, like intentionally, in my opinion, making signings right after I feel like I get done posting videos for the day. So now that I finally got the time to reflect on this and look at this from a wider perspective, I'm trying to take a larger picture of the defense and see what the picture of the defense says that we need, right? Because, you know, I think there's a lot of different opinions out there for a lot of valid reasons on what the Browns need and don't need. And, you know, I just want to add my opinions to the bucket. Now, adding Dalvin Tomlinson helps. I would like to see another mid-range name kind of added in there. It doesn't have to be a giant name, but it's just, I want another proven NFL defensive tackle in that rotation. So when they draft guys and add in there, I have that security on that front. As far as edge rusher goes, I am open to experimentation on that, right? I don't think the ideal that we've been operating with is, hey, if you put another big name across from Myles Garrett, that's going to make Myles Garrett's life easier, has been proven to be a successful strategy. I think it's actually proven the opposite, because we've had Jadeveon Clowney, who's a big name, who's a guy who attracts attention. And honestly, Myles Garrett has led the league in double team rate. It has not mattered. What we have found out is when you have a Myles Garrett, unless you have another Myles Garrett on the other side, nobody's going to care who you put over there. So if that's going to be the case, and trying to get attention away from Myles Garrett, it's kind of a lost cause out of base, then you need to get a little bit more creative in how you use Myles Garrett, one, which that's what you get Jim Schwartz for. And two, you need to be able to just put Myles in position to be able to brute force some of these double teams, straight up. How do you do that? You get them better defensive tackle help. That's what Dalvin Tomlinson's for. Hopefully some of the young guys step up, and that's able to improve Myles. But also I think another one is you need a deeper rotation. I don't think you need the big name in the rotation, but you need the deeper rotation. And what I mean by that is, okay, instead of one Jadeveon Clowney, let's get 3 really solid edge rushers to rotate in there, right? And having the volume will help you free up Myles Garrett more often, because, again, it's not the numbers. It's not the caliber of players you put opposite of him. It's the numbers. So now if you want to free up Myles Garrett, you might want to consider overloading an edge. So instead of putting one guy there, put 2 or 3. Overload, right? And then leave Myles Garrett on the other side so he can get a one-on-one matchup. There are many different ways you can look at it. And I think that's more or less how you're going to do it. If your answer to free up Myles Garrett is going to be in the scheme, you're going to want more volume on defensive from edge rushers. Now, I don't know where they're planning on putting Alex Wright. I tend to think he's going to play more inside than out. But let's assume for these purposes he plays where he played last year on the outside. So you have Alex Wright and you have Agbo Oganoa, who you just signed. I'm sorry, you got Double O over there who you just signed. And that's 2. I think you probably want to get one more, maybe in the draft, maybe in free agency, but one more contributor on the defensive line, and you'll be good. Now, do they have to get this in the draft? Do they have to get it in free agency? I'm open to solutions at this point. The only one I'm like, hey, I want another free agent signing is defensive tackle. Now let's move up. Some people believe linebacker to be a big problem for this team. I simply don't care. And I understand why some people care, but I think linebacker might be one of the more overrated positions on the defense. I think linebacker might be one of the more, one of the positions we're finding out ain't that valuable. Unless you got a dude back there, it don't matter who you put back there. We put Reggie Ragland back there, and it wasn't like we missed a beat. We've been having just guys, BJ Goodson, just randomly in there. It was fine. Like, we put so much emphasis on this. Like, Again, when you look at the Ravens defense, like Roquan Smith did not make that much of a difference. They were a good defense before they got Roquan. They were a good defense after it, and they still got eliminated in the first round. Like, that wasn't what was going to put them over the top. The linebacker is not what's going to put you over the top. And okay, he's the playmaker. You got Sione Takitaki back. That's fine. You got A-Walk back. That's fine. Or I don't know if you got A-Walk back. That's pending. But, you know, you could throw, like, as long as the guy's not a disaster, you'll be all right? And there's plenty of street options you can go at linebacker that you'll be all right. I think the ease of finding an NFL quality linebacker is a lot easier nowadays because you're not getting big guys who have to be fast. You're getting small guys who have to put up weight, and that's just easier to find. So linebacker wise, I'm not really worried about that. They could do whatever they want there. I don't think we need to sign a big name there. I don't think linebacker was the issue last year. Now we get to safety. And a lot of people want that free safety. And the big name was like Jesse Bates. Now Jesse Bates, he signed with Atlanta, so that's no longer an option. I'm going to be honest with you. Free safety is another one of those positions where I'm very open to how they feel that. Like, I don't think it's a need as much as other people do. And I don't think what they're going to require the free safeties to do isn't that much. We want the free safety, and it's a valid concern because we saw a lot of coverages get blown. But let's be real. Were those coverages blown because of free safety play, or were they blown because our defensive coordinator was bad? I think it's the latter. I think it was the defensive coordinator that had bad communication out there because John Johnson and Denzel Ward, two guys who have made the Pro Bowl, should be able to run cover two without busting it. But for whatever reason, what they was trying to run, they couldn't run it. That sounds like coaching to me. That sounds like 100% coaching to me. So if the problem was coaching, I'm not spending $20 million for a solution that I don't even feel like what's the solution. I don't think you need a star free safety. You can get away with the aging veteran like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, somebody like that, or Jordan Poyer, and you'll be fine. Are you going to have a great Ed Reed level free safety? No, but nobody was going to be that. Jesse Bates ain't that damn guy. He ain't that guy. So, no, you weren't going to become this dominant defense because of a free safety signing. I think you just need a free safety who's going to be where he's supposed to be. And if players trust what they're being asked to do, which they hopefully will with Jim Schwartz because he's a more experienced coach, then they're not going to be doing whatever they want. And if they're not doing whatever they want, we're not blowing coverages. And now we're not thinking about free safety. I don't think the free safety fix is a very difficult one. I think it's a very simple one with the obvious solution, which is you change your coach. That should help. And get somebody who's decent. You ain't got to break the bank, but get somebody who's decent. Hell, maybe you feel like Grant Delpit could be that guy. Maybe you feel like you could turn AJ Green and say, I don't know. I'm just throwing things out. Maybe you feel like that guy's on the roster. Either way, I don't think what they're asking from that guy is going to be what people want out of a free safety. I don't think they're not playing the cover three, old school Seattle defense where Earl Thomas is just in the middle roaming. That's not the defense that they're playing anymore. They're in a much different defense. They're going to be in 4 a lot. They're going to be in 2 a lot, but they're not going to be in 3 as much. So the money, it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of money at free safety. Corner, sure, but we've already spent a lot of money and resources at corner, so we straight there. But safety, not so much. I understand why people feel the need because we tired of seeing these coverages get blown, but I don't think the issue was the safety play on why the coverages got blown. I think the issue was people didn't trust what they were being asked to do on defense, and that's just going to lead to blown coverages, no matter who the safety is. So that's kind of my thoughts on this defense. Now, so far, I think the Browns have gone about this offseason the right way. They haven't been super short-sighted with their signings, but they have been aggressive, right? You take care of a big hole in defensive tackle. You get Dalvin Tomlinson. You take care of a young pass rusher need, and you get double O. Good. You're not being over aggressive. You're not overpaying for Draymond Jones. You're not overpaying for Javon Hargrave. You're not putting yourself in destitute financial situations because of those players. You're spending smart. You're spending safe. And you're keeping your options open for if something breaks on free agency to where a better deal might come into. I expect the Browns to hold firm until probably maybe a couple of days. I don't think they're going to do a ton of day one free agency stuff. And they're going to wait for the deals to shake out. I think they got their big money guys. Now they're going to wait for the guys who thought they was going to get some money. And now they realizing they not getting that money. And that's when the Browns are going to sweep in with the opportunity to offer them something that they feel like is competitive to what they might actually get. So that's what I think they're going to do for the rest of free agency. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I do want a safety like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That's fine. Maybe if you get a veteran linebacker for the cheap, maybe you could just bring back AWalk. Honestly, you bring back AWalk. And yeah, I think it's all right. Like, I don't think the linebacker thing is that big of a need. I think every year we find a way to have decent linebackers here. And again, even last year, the linebackers weren't an issue. You could bring back Reggie Ragland. You can do whatever you want there. It ain't going to be that difficult to fill that hole. Even in the draft, you can find some guys. You got Tony Fields. Like, you got options. You got options there. But that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Everybody have a great day. Have a better night.